Haydn is credited as being the father of the string quartet. He wrote 68 of them, and also the father of the symphony. This is particularly meaningful when you consider that Haydn was spending most of his life working in isolation. He was all but imprisoned in his employer's estates. He was Kapellmeister of the Esterházy family in Austria-Hungary, and although this seems like a very grand title to us now, what it would have entailed to him was not so glamorous. He would have had to wear the livery of all the servants in the Esterházy estate, and his responsibilities included not only composing music, but hiring all necessary musicians, serving as personnel manager for the orchestra, and ensuring that the music was copied out in a way that the musicians could read from their stands. And it's remarkable that a man who spent so much of his time devoted to working in one particular household could achieve such notoriety outside of the household. Haydn was also known as a fantastic musical jokester and loved to make sure that his audience was paying attention. The Symphony No. 90 contains one of his better pranks. The last movement contains, right after the recapitulation, a false ending, which is so brilliant and sounds so final that the audience is always fooled. And just to make sure that the joke is carried out to its fullest, Haydn inserts 4 bars of rest. Applause usually erupts at this moment, but then Haydn starts in a very distant key, the music again softly, and continues the symphony. Don't be afraid to react to that moment. Haydn would have wanted the joke to continue. Another one of the markers of Haydn's great genius was his ability to bridge difficult transitions. And if you listen to the beginning of the first movement, the slow introduction, and then the allegro which follows it, you might hear material that sounds sort of familiar. Haydn was actually able to take the music that he has created for the slow introductions and speed it up to create the subject of the fast part of the movement. Haydn's music is always economical. It's a relatively small orchestra, and from it he gets an enormous amount of color and variety, as well as just energy. By all accounts, Haydn's life with the Esterházys was particularly happy. He was well paid. Even though the work was time-consuming and at times back-breaking, he enjoyed his work and was greatly appreciated by his employers. So it's not surprising that he should turn out works that are so full of life and so full of happiness. In fact, whenever one is reading about Haydn, the word that seems to pop up more often than any other is joy, because he was able, perhaps better than any other composer, to create a sense of joy that bordered on euphoria.